Hello, everyone. I got my all-knowing, all-seeing, intelligent little owl today. A cute little fellow. I love this. I got this little thing for my mom because my mom loves owls. I hate owls. I think they're scary and creepy, but I got her this little unicorn owl because I thought it was cute and I loved it. And she didn't like it. She didn't want it. So now I have it. So there you go. Anyway, so owls, which are supposed to be so intelligent and so knowing and nocturnal. I definitely was nocturnal when I was younger, that's for sure. But I think all of us end up going through that. Um, there's some things that I've been realizing. I've been learning some stuff, and I'm just follow me here, okay? Follow me here, okay? And I'm trying to recall specifically what I was saying in my mind earlier. And that's the difficult part. Give me a second. Okay, I'm starting to remember. Okay, Trump being in office has taught me some things. And what it has taught me is that people, Trump supporters, obviously, but people are prejudiced. And this is how liars win. Liars figure out how people think. Now, okay. There's so much information now flooding my brain. Okay. Liars have figured out people's personal and intimate prejudices, and they work with those prejudices instead of against them. Okay? They work, and that is how liars like Trump get into office. Do you understand me? And I'll just go with this thread and then I'll tell you about myself in a minute. So, which might have to be a second video. So, you believe what you've been taught by your parents and by your teachers and by authority figures and even by your friends, okay? And even your friends will make fun of you to stop you from believing in something, and that will get you to stop believing in something. Okay, whatever that may be. Okay? Um and this is what sets people's prejudices and belief systems. Um this is what ingrains them. All right? So, case in point, do you believe in aliens? Now, supposedly, the majority of the population would say no. And they would roll their eyes and walk away. And the other case in point, do you believe, at least in the English speaking world, and especially the American speaking world, do you believe in Jesus Christ? And the majority of people would say, yes, I do believe in Jesus Christ. Or, even if they don't believe in Jesus Christ, they would say, yes, I'm a Christian. They would automatically jump to, yes, I'm a Christian, instead of saying, yes, I believe in Jesus Christ. Now, I'm going to go with the alien thing. Most people do not believe in aliens because they've been taught by their parents, by their teachers at school, by those in the government, and the scientists, voices of authority. They've even been made fun of by their own friends for believing in aliens, or even questioning whether or not there could be life other than human life in existence anywhere. And so their friends making fun of them, removed that last little root that could have taken hold of them believing in aliens at all. And so they see the world and they function in the world via that prejudice, via that belief, via that knowledge. For them, it's not a belief, it's a knowledge. For them, it's not a thought or an idea, it's facts, that aliens do not exist. And no matter what evidence you present to them otherwise, they will never even you can literally have an alien land in front of them, tell this human being, we are real, and then beam them up into their spaceship, have the alien beam the human being up into the alien spaceship, and show the human being, even send the human being back with physical evidence, physical proof that, I was here, we beamed you up, this totally happened, it's not a lie, you're not insane, everything that you're going to go through, this is the truth, and here's your physical evidence to prove it. Everyone would attack that poor human being and individual, and the human being and individual would not believe themselves that they were beamed up. And even if they did end up eventually admitting that something happened to them, more than likely, at least 30% of the time, if not 50%, they would end up instead saying, it wasn't aliens, I think it's government, but I don't know what it is, but something happened. They still wouldn't admit to themselves the truth. That's the point I'm trying to make here. They still would not admit to themselves the blatant and the obvious truth, So, that is the way the Trump supporters are working from. That is the point that they're working from. And so, I am going to start up a channel called Christian Cards, where I will literally be reading tarot cards, but I am going to be sitting there and I am going to, whether I misquote the Bible or not, I am going to be sitting there and I'm going to be playing off of, Trump supporters' prejudices and their ingrained, how they've been taught, how they've been raised, all the authority figures that they look up to. I'm going to be playing off of that, and how the government now has been backing them up and very much will back them up now, and proves them correct. I am going to be playing off that, and I'm just saying, I'm an Asperger's, and I studied psychology when I was young because I couldn't figure out my family, and because they were exceedingly abusive and they didn't make sense to me. And then, especially coming down south, no one made sense to me. It is an entirely different society in Oklahoma, where I was. But Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, Arkansas. I don't know. New Mexico I visited, so I don't know. I don't count New Mexico. But it is an entirely different socializing and society and people down south, and the very prejudiced ones admit that, compared to Minnesota, which is where I was born, and I lived till the age of, 9.5 is what it was. But, I call it 10, till the age of 10, basically. And so nothing made sense. I got so confused. I went into psychology, which I was hoping would explain things for me, and it didn't. So I went deeper into psychology because I didn't have anything else. And I studied and studied and studied to the point where I could have probably had at least a good bachelor's degree, if not master's degree, by the time I was getting out of high school. But, they won't give that stuff to a kid no matter how much you study. And especially if you teach yourself and it's not from an accredited, case in point, people are prejudiced against those who teach themselves and they don't have anything from an accredited college. And you even have to say accredited college, not just any old college. So that there's another prejudice in society, no matter how much facts and truth and reality you can present to someone, they will not accept the truth. They just won't. And so I have studied people and I have studied socializing. The thing that helped me the most, that actually taught me about people, and this is getting on the 10-minute mark, so I'm going to try to cut it off soon. I'm going to try to turnkate this, but I have had to study people to learn how to socialize. And the thing that helped me the most was fan fiction of all kinds. That really taught me how to socialize and what was going on in the social sphere, especially when it came to the high school kids and the teenagers and everything. That is the most critical point. If you want to learn how to socialize, see preteens, anyone who's from the age of 9 to the age of like 25, even into their 30s. Those people right there, They are at their social sharpest and most concerned about each other and themselves and society. And that is who and what you need to study if you're going to learn how to socialize. Literally, if you're going to learn anything at all about socializing, anyone from the age of 9 all the way till the age of 30, because that is really the key and the height of socializing itself. And if you're going to learn anything, if you're going to be socializing yourself, that is the group to get in on. Literally. After that, it becomes, in your 30s, you're still socializing, but it becomes more survival because you're trying to help your kids survive. You're trying to help yourself survive. You know, the second it's more about survival than um, anything else, then socializing goes by the wayside. Literally, socializing doesn't matter anymore. So, at least in America during the 90s and the early 2000s, it was, we were well off. We were well off to the point where we could focus on socializing rather than, you know, just trying to survive. If you put any child, teenager, young 20-year-old in an environment where they are forced to survive, socializing goes out the window and they're not going to be as socially uh, educated, advanced, or knowledgeable, or they won't have gotten as far because their focus was on surviving, whatever that may mean, because they're homeless or because their place has been bombed out or because of abuse, what have you. So, and I am speaking from the point of view of an Asperger's individual. I have learned, I've studied facial expressions, I've studied body expressions, I've studied tone of voice, I've studied all of it. I've had to in order to survive, in order to figure out what the fuck is going on around me and what is happening. And oddly enough, psychology did not give me any answers at all. It gave me internal workings and mechanical answers, but then you go out and you find out that that isn't true for, you know, those who are in prison. That isn't true for those who are abusive. That isn't true. These rules and laws that they have figured out in psychology are completely and totally wrong when you are presented with a bully. I found out that bullies, and this is very relevant to this, bullies actually see the world as, and sociology got this correct. I was shocked at how on the nose sociology was about psychology, and psychology didn't get anything correct. Sociology actually said this also. At least the sociology class I took. I should become a sociologist, but anyway, turns out that bullies see themselves as the world's policemen. When they see something wrong, they automatically have to correct it. So if they see a man in a skirt, they automatically have to correct it. Harken back to earlier, if you're their friend and you believe in aliens, they automatically have to correct that. They cannot let that belief, that knowledge stand. They automatically have to fix you. If they see you, so they are like the world's policeman. If something is going opposite to what they know is correct, they have to fix that. And that is what the Republicans are doing. They are the bullies, and they see themselves as the world's policemen, and they see themselves as correcting the world and getting it more in line with what they believe and what they know to be true, and in line with their truths. Literally, they know as a fact that Black people are lesser than, that the rainbow crowd, the LGBTAQ questioning queer crowd are just pedophiles and evil and are going to hell, and we need to wipe them out of society. They shouldn't even be allowed to be alive. Transgenders are evil. We need to wipe them out of society. They shouldn't be alive. That the homeless are all druggies and drunks, and we need to wipe them out of society. They shouldn't be alive. At the bare minimum, we should at least lock up all the homeless people. They are the world's bullies and the world's policemen, and they see themselves as parents cleaning up the social mess. They're entirely wrong, but that's what they see themselves as. Psychology will not tell you this. Sociology admits to these truths. So there's one. Study sociology. Sociology hits the nail on the head. So, and this is what I have been having to learn. And so Trump being in office is teaching me that these people and their prejudices, literally, Trump himself said that these people are such idiots, you can manipulate them so easily. And that is why he jumped on board with Republicans, because he wanted to be president. And Russia, they decided, since they couldn't fight us in physical combat and war, they decided to fight us. Oh shit, I'm at the 16-minute mark. They decided to fight us psychologically. So they first started going after the Democrats, and the Democrats kicked all their nutballs out. And then they went after the Republicans. They went after the Republicans and they won. They fucked us as a nation. And they just won. So this has been I want to continue this. I want to make it longer, but TikTok doesn't really want me uploading videos that much, longer than 15 minutes. I hope that I can upload this one because it's going on to the 17-minute mark. It really doesn't like my 20-minute videos, so I'm going to cut this off. But there you go. There's some information. It's very fascinating, and I got lipstick on my teeth already, so I really do need to cut it off. So bye. But this is fascinating. This is fascinating, and I'm learning a lot. So I'll definitely say more here. Bye.